Hi, my name is Katie Harlan, and I'm here today to talk to you about some organizational tips and tricks that have helped me in my business. I've been a coach for 3 years now, and through trial and error, I've just found some things that really have worked for me. So I'm going to share those with you today. So the first thing that I have done is implement a whiteboard system. There's one hanging back there. That was just like a chalkboard I bought for $7 at Hobby Lobby, and I hate chalkboard, so I covered it with whiteboard material, and I just keep different kinds of lists on there all the time. Right now, I have some coaching. Okay, I have some coaching prospects up there, and I have 3 things that I need to do. I usually keep, a running tally of people in groups, coaches I'm talking to, maybe specific things I need to do, like in this example. But I always change it. It's whatever it needs to be done immediately that's on my mind. So you can use it however you want. But what I find why it's helpful is because it's on the wall. I see it every time I come in this room, and it's easily changeable. Plus, it's up where the children can't mess with it, which is important. I also have another whiteboard that I just kind of keep tucked away. Right now you can see what it's being used for. But I have used this for similar things. But this one is one that I can put away if I want, and it's not always on the wall. So that's helpful because I have people over a lot, and I don't, some of the information I put up is a little bit sensitive, and I don't need it plastered all over the place. So this one is like if I have some special things I want to kind of write on that I can manipulate. I want to be able to manipulate and move around, but that maybe I want to put away, when people come over. Okay, so whiteboards have been really super helpful for me. Another thing are calendars, obviously. My favorite calendar is Google Drive or the Google Calendar because it syncs with your phone, it's on your computer, and so you can access it anywhere, and they send you notifications when things come up. So reminders and notifications just pop up on your phone or on your computer, which is, it always helps me. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally remembered that call in 5 minutes. So that's really helpful. You can color code things, so it's pretty and it's visually appealing, and I always use it to schedule my family time too. I really put everything in the calendar. That helps me plan my week and just know by looking at it, orange is coming up, that's family time. I try to plan my week on Sunday mornings or Sunday nights so that it's all set and everything goes in my calendar. I also keep a monthly planner just for my business, and this is more for putting things like phone calls, different business activities like backstage pass to coaching or team calls and that kind of thing. And I also put those in my Google Calendar, but I love it in here. Sorry, this is a very busy place right now. I also put it on here because I can just visualize it a little bit differently. So this is just for my business. Speaking about just for my business, I have a separate checking account just for my business, and that has really helped me keep my expenses separate, and it's easier for tax time too because I can simply print out my statements and highlight what I need and turn that in. So I try to keep receipts as well, and that I think you're supposed to, but at least I've got it on my account statements. And also that allows you just to see better how much you're earning once your business expenses are accounted for. Okay, another thing I love is Acuity. Acuity Scheduler is a link that you give people to schedule phone calls with you. So this is great when you're building a team and you have coaches that want to talk to you, or you can use it for clients. But you go into this thing and you set your schedule. You set your availability when you can accept phone calls, and then when somebody wants to talk to you, instead of going back and forth and saying, well, I'm free Thursday. Well, I can only do after 9. Well, I can't do before 2, blah, blah, blah. You just give them your link, they sign up, and then, I always say, if you can't find a time, let me know and we'll work something out. But it's just a nice place to start, and it's free. Okay, another thing I wanted to mention, and I hope this isn't too obvious, but lists. I do make lists all the time, and I think that's great. Yes, I have them all over, but I use them. I'm okay with that. I have a notepad. My mouse pad is a notepad. I got this at Hobby Lobby. My children like to draw on it too, but actually this one's almost empty. This is great because I just write notes down, and then when they're done, I throw it in the garbage. I have a, Post-it pad, and I write notes on it. This works for me. I have 2 notepads going right now. I mean, I know what they all are, so it's a bit of chaos, but it's organized chaos, and it works for me. So I would encourage you not to feel like you need the perfect system all the time. You just need to go, right? You just need to work, and you'll find what works for you along the way. Okay, speaking of lists, so I want to talk a little bit more about that. My favorite way to do, so I have these lists all over for kind of some ongoing things, and or if there's something that I just kind of keep forgetting, I'll make sure and put it on one of those lists. But I also have my binder, and I use this to keep my Power of Threes spreadsheet. And I love having those all in there so I can check back. Then I keep a to-do list in here. And this is kind of the official to-do list. This is the one I want everything to go on. Sometimes they don't, though. Sometimes my tasks have to go on, one of these things for whatever reason. But each week when I sit down, some of you are going to gasp at my to-do list, but this is how I do it. And, I start at the top and I write things in as I think of them, and I cross them off when I'm done. And at the end of the week, some things are still not checked off, and that's okay. They'll just go on my next week. Or maybe they're not that important and I'll cross them off altogether. But I try to keep everything in this binder. It doesn't always happen like I showed you with my other Post-its, but I know where my things are most of the time, right? Most of the time. Okay, let's move on. Okay, one more thing. My last thing is Teamsy. Teamsy is a management system for your customers and coaches and clients. And Teamsy helps you kind of stay in constant contact with them on a very organized way. So if you're feeling a little bit like you're losing track of when you've talked to different people, and that the Facebook Messenger, is just not doing enough to keep you organized, then you might think about trying Teamsy. You can try it for 1 month for free. And it was actually created by Beachbody coaches, so it's just for Beachbody. It's pretty awesome. I think it's $30-something a month after the first month. So it's something that you might want to consider once you've been a coach for long enough to make that investment worth it. But I am really enjoying it. I just started it last week, and it's definitely helping with some of those organizational type things. So those are some of the things that have worked for me, that are working for me. I'm definitely not perfect, and I'm always sort of adjusting here and there. And I think that's important. Look at what you're doing, and if there's a part of it that's not working, figure out why it's not working and what small adjustment you can do to make it work. You don't have to redo everything all the time to make it perfect. You can just make small tweaks here and there all the time to make it worth it, but to make it work for you. But remember that it's all about doing. So as long as your organizational system or systems aren't impacting your ability to do things, you're doing well. Just keep going and make little tweaks as you go. That's my advice. I hope you have a great day.